Hey heroes, Cap here and welcome to the channel. Today is new comic book day for Marvel, so I have all the comics here. Let's do a bit of a deep dive. Let's take a look at each one, what is possibly going on in all these stories, how the stories are continuing, and see what we are excited for in these stories, but also what's coming out next week and hitting the shelves. If you go on to enjoy the content, be sure to smash the thumbs up and hit the subscribe to stay in the know of what comics are hitting the shelves and what you need to be grabbing each and every week. Without further ado, let's jump in and take a look at what new comics hit the shelves today. We're going to start off with Captain America, Iron Man, issue number 3 right here. This is an amazing series. It's focused mostly on Cap and Iron Man, but you also have like regulated heroes in the United States. Each state has their own hero, but they're chasing down Veronica Eden. They caught her in the last issue, but it seems as if the Overseer, which was a big villain in Iron Man series, is back and come to life. Looks like he's about to just smash down the world on the comic issue or on the comic cover. Looks amazing. Can't wait to check it out and see what exactly is going on and continued for Captain America and Iron Man in this. Now, with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness coming out, why not have a comic series that involves the multiverse? And that is Avengers Forever, issue number 2. I grabbed a variant issue this week as it's got all the Black Widows on it, so I'm super excited for this. I love Black Widow, and I love all the... Hold on, which way? Which way do we turn her? There we go. That's awesome. Look at all of them just coming in. But definitely a neat series. So it's starring Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider, and Deathlock. They're at Earth 818. Now that Black Skull has taken over this. And in this universe, Tony Stark is actually Ant-Man. But he's been in a drinking binge and not usually taking care of himself. So he saw Robbie Reyes and Deathlock fighting off the Black Skull and kind of gave him some inspiration to come to. So let's check it out and see what happens in Avengers Forever issue number 2 this week, and if he pulls himself out of that drunken stupor. Next up, we have the death of Doctor Strange, issue number 5. Doctor Strange died in the very first issue, and the mystery of his death has kind of been solved by his time-displaced Doctor Strange that is in there. But with his death, Earth is down, not unprotected, there we go. But the might of the Avengers, Wong, Dr. Voodoo, is still not enough to keep away these 3 mothers that are hunting down all the magical warlords and about to set their child loose to really take over the world and dismantle it. But luckily, this time-displaced Doctor Strange they have in the story figured out his death, caught Caecilius, and now is on the verge of hopefully stopping the 3 mothers. The question is though, will he stop them in time? Or will his time run out before he can? And are we going to get a new Sorcerer Supreme in the Marvel series? Now this next series I'm super excited for. I'm loving it. The artwork on this cover is amazing. Black Panther issue number 3, issue 200, as you can see right there in the corner. One of these days I'll figure out how this camera works. But it's amazing. It's starring the X-Men in this one. Black Panther, T'Challa, he's been away for a little bit. He's come back to Wakanda to find out that the government is now more diplomatic, not as royalty based. So a king is not really needed and he has to adapt. Will he adapt? Will we no longer have King T'Challa? Or will he take it back to the old ways that he used to know now that he's back and in charge? All right, now this next series I am super excited for. I'm loving this big crossover that Marvel's doing, and that is Devil's Reign 3 of 6. We are officially halfway through this series. Last issue, they've decided that Luke Cage should be the choice to run against Fisk rather than Tony. Obviously, Luke Cage gave a big inspiring speech. He's definitely the choice to do to run up against Fisk and a public figure that doesn't hide behind a mask. He's Luke Cage, like, you know him. He doesn't have a mask on. He's just an indestructible man. So we'll see how it continues and what exactly Fisk is up to, but as well as Doc Ock seems to be scheming like he always is. I feel like Doc Ock is like always the main villain. He always has a side agenda, always knows how to manipulate and work. He's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. Definitely check out this series, a Marvel event, Devil's Reign. It's amazing. The crossover is fantastic, and Cannot wait to see how this story continues. Speaking of Devil's Reign, we also have Devil's Reign Winter Soldier. Now, Fisk is known for his information that he collects on all of his enemies, which in this case are the heroes. And for somebody like Winter Soldier who doesn't really remember his life as Bucky Barnes, that information is really important and could be something that he wants to go after. So the question is, what does Fisk know about Winter Soldier? Or better yet, what does Fisk know about Bucky Barnes? Now, next up, the hard-hitting X-Men series, issue number 7 this week. Last week, Cyclops was killed. Now, this normally isn't a big thing because they've been doing the whole Krakoa series, Mutant Resurrection, but Resurrections all of a sudden stopped. It doesn't work anymore. Cyclops is not coming back, it seems. A reporter, Ben Urich, learned of how the resurrection works, but his mind, his memory, gone, erased, fixed, changed. So the question is, will the public ever learn about mutant resurrection? And are they going to be able to get Cyclops back? Or is this the end? Is this done? Is Krakoa coming to a close? And do we get a new mutant series, new X-Men series coming to us very soon? Wolverine, one of my favorites. And then this one, X Deaths of Wolverine. Last week we had X Lives of Wolverine. They're going to be altering back and forth each week. With X Lives of Wolverine, we saw how he's willing to do whatever it takes to protect those that he cares about. And we saw in the last issue that he went on a brutal fight and saved people that he cares about, and then gets the warning that Charles Xavier needs him at the very end. So the question is, what happens in X Deaths? Are these the deaths of Wolverine? Is this coming to a close? We lost Cyclops. We know that Mutant Resurrection is looking like it's coming to a close. Could this be the end of the X-Men as we know it? This is a huge changing of the guard if this happens, and if they play out this story to where the X-Men that we know may not be the X-Men of the future. And of course, we've always got to save room for Spidey in the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 87 this week, with Cap on there with the Spidey outfit. Now in the last one, we kind of saw a mental collapse of Ben Reilly, who Ben Reilly has been kind of taken over the mantle as Spider-Man because Peter Parker got in a huge fight. He's been severely injured and has been dealing with his own health issues and fixing himself and healing over time, and he just got out of coma, which kind of leads us into this next comic as well of Mary Jane and Black Cat Beyond issue number 1, which the artwork is quite amazing right there. Definitely a good series. I'm liking the Beyond series. It's a little bit different, with the company kind of controlling Spider-Man, giving him all the backing, the support, the suits, and turning out that Beyond is not who they seem, and kind of led to a mental collapse of Ben Reilly, who's starting to forget everything about himself, and could ultimately lead to Ben Reilly no longer existing. So the question is Peter healed? Will Peter be able to get back in the fight and save the day? Will Ben Reilly forget who he is? So there we have the comics that dropped today, this week. I'm absolutely loving all the series that are going on. Marvel is great at storytelling. They're fantastic. The different stories, the layers, the crossovers, how they make all the comics work, but also keep individual stories absolutely amazing. And as for next week, some of the ones that I'm most excited for, we've got Amazing Spider-Man number 88 coming out. So Spider-Man pretty much every week, which is why it's probably the number 1 comic for Marvel at least. We've got the X Lives of Wolverine issue number 2, continuing that side of the story after we see what happened on the X Deaths of Wolverine. We've got Fantastic Four, The Reckoning War Alpha number 1. I cannot wait to check out this one and see what the Fantastic Four are up to. As well as Savage Spider-Man number 1, where like Man Spider is coming out. He's like the star of the comic. It looks absolutely incredible. I can't wait to check it out. And if you are excited for it, be sure to hit that subscribe so you know when I post the next video, as well as give you more of a deep dive of what comics are hitting this out. And let me know in the comments below what comics you're grabbing this week, or what comic you want to know a little bit more about. As always, heroes, until the next video, stay amazing and bye-bye.